We are going to use Google. I'm bringing it.
Are you rock now?
Ayo. IOC. Okay. Ayo. And it's called olive. Okay. Olive seed. So she said it's called olive seed.
Okay, here is the game, please. Please, can you all see the table? If you want to come closer, feel free, please. So I need someone to move just a seed around and you change the order. You see the order? 1, 2, 3, 4. You just move a seed around and you change the order. It becomes 1, 2, 3, 4. Just move a seed around and you change the order. You cannot see the table, right? You move just a seed around and you change the order.
Do you see the name?
So you can come for, yes, sir.
Yes.
Sorry?
Mankala.
Makala. Wow. Wow. Thank you. I've noticed.
No, it didn't say manga.
You move
Manga is fish.
You move just one seed around and you change the order from. She has seen this before. It's not so easy. Yes, you change the order. Wow, thank you. I have a gift for you. Sorry. Really? Yeah.
Are you did volunteer? Are you did volunteer?
She said it's math. We have a 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yes. Wow, thank you. I thought this was going to be a tough one. Sorry? Sorry? I thought this would take a while, so I didn't become like So next time I'm going to come with a lot of games since I know that you are up to it. Okay, we are having a dining etiquette, and let's talk about why it's important, what it means, dining etiquette. What it means and why it's important before we go to the practical aspect of it. Dining etiquette. Etiquette simply means code of conduct that govern and socially acceptable behavior. And why is it important? Because we don't live alone. We are in a place, for example, we are in this place together. So I have to realize that my rights start where yours begin, right? So that's etiquette rules, generally. They are meant to help us live in harmony with each other. They are meant to help us project ourselves as exposed, as knowledgeable, as civilized. They are just basic rules that will help you understand where your right stops and where the right of another person begins. They are basic rules that will help us live in harmony. If I know my etiquette rules, you know your etiquette rules. We will not clash. You see people on the road every time you drive, you always see people, they will pass and say, do you know who I am? Do I know who you are? You are stupid, they are fighting. Why are they fighting? There is just something that happens on the road. Maybe they don't know their road etiquette, or there's just something missing there. So that's basically etiquette. So when it comes to dining etiquette, there are basically rules that help us make everyone eating around us comfortable. I remember one time when I was still not married, I went on a date with someone and he was eating. He was literally spitting on me. And someone would say, that's disgusting. I have been to school because this is what we do. We train school children. We've been to school before. Young children, when they eat, they chew their mouth. The food they have in their mouth, the food are flying out. They talk with their mouth open. And these things are not, just imagine you are eating your very favorite food and someone opposite you is eating. And the person has his or her mouth open, white chewing. How will you feel? So disgusting. So if you that person will not be comfortable, and that person will not have a good impression about you at the end of the day. They do not want to repeat the dining experience with you. So every rule that governs eating, dining etiquette, are all about making ourselves and others around us comfortable. That is why it is important, and that is what dining etiquette simply is all about. So we are going to the practical aspect of it now, so that our class is not too long. So let's go now. So you want to sit. You know, you like in theater, in church, where the chairs are arranged. You want to sit. The proper thing for you is to go and take the last last seat, so that the next person that is coming after you goes there. The next person does that. Why? When you need to pass, when someone needs to pass, then you don't need to start pushing your leg or start moving. You just when you have sat here, the next person sits. But we see it in church. People even fight. Why will you tell me where to sit? I can sit anywhere. I want to sit at the edge. I can sit anywhere. No. The only time you have a valid reason to sit at the edge is if you know that maybe you have a condition that will require you going out frequently. Maybe you have a running nose or you have a running stomach. It's okay to sit at the edge. You can tell the usher, please, I need to sit here so that you don't have to tell people each time, please move your legs, let me pass. But we always fight. I don't know why. Fight in church, we fight everywhere. I think it's because of lack of basic etiquette skills. Let's go, sir. Place to place. We know that. And it's because of our culture. Culture has a great influence on etiquette. Culture has a great influence on our perception on how we see. What is acceptable here may not be acceptable in the other side, other part of the world, or in other climes. And again, we have food. Our foods are not the same. Like the people, they use chopstick. The Chinese people, and they use chopstick. We don't use chopstick. So chopstick etiquette is different from the normal spoon, knife, and fork etiquette. And we eat a lot of food. We eat with our hands. We eat semovita, we eat pondo yam, and all of that. So our etiquette rules may not totally be the same as the American etiquette rules. But we have general table manners that make everyone on the table enjoy their meals. That is what is important.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Different plates for different food. I've seen people want to eat, they want to eat with cutlery, fork and knife, and they're using a soup bowl. That small one. And I don't know how they manage it, how they do it. Soup bowl is made with spoon for you to use your spoon to take your soup. You know what I mean by soup bowl? Yeah. A small bowl. So I see them using knife and fork to eat, and I don't know the extent they can eat. Maybe they'll just eat halfway and finish and leave the other ones to waste because it cannot work. So it's important to know that different plates for different food. Some of your hosts are not finished. The host might be thinking, is it that the food I gave this guest is too small? So now you don't want to subject them to that, not being sure of themselves and what they have done. So it's important we learn to wait for all that. And it's important also to teach children, young children we are teaching to wait. It's a way of teaching them delayed gratification. They always have the now, they want to have it. But when they learn to wait in many things they're excited about, they're excited to eat. You tell them wait. They want to quickly interrupt. You tell them wait. Learn to wait. A bit of patience is not too much. So you are helping them build that patience, that self-discipline. We tell children to put their hands behind. Why? An Englishman. Walking etiquette. We tell children to put their hands behind.
For orderliness.
Always touching. If you leave them, they will touch and grab everything, and before you are done, they would have brought down the thing. So they put their hands behind them and they walk. They can tell them, okay, these are blocks. Walk in the block. And the other person, excuse me, ma'am. Excuse me, ma'am. Please go to the other side. One of the things we also teach children is not part of etiquette, it's just general etiquette rules. When they are working, it's important they understand. It helps them know that, children are selfish. It helps them know that everything does not revolve around them. You have your space, other children have their space. For example, when you are walking, walk to your left. To your left, walk to your left. Where's your left? Well, walk to your left. I walk to my left. We are not going to clash. Walk to your. When you hear a right of lane, that is the right. Your right. If I'm walking to my right, she's walking to her right. We are not going to clash. Walk to your right. Where's your right hand? And this is mine. She walks to her right hand. We walk to our right. We are not going to clash. We are just going to pass with ease, seamless. But if you walk randomly, I'm walking randomly, I'm not even watching my way, and she's walking randomly. We can even bump into each other, and then we start fighting who is right, who is not right. So these things they can be prevented. This is where we have etiquette rules. They can be prevented.
Now you try that again.
Okay. Walk to your right. Where's your right? This is your right. This is my right. So when you walk to your right, I walk to my right. We walk. Yeah. On the road, for example, we are not going to bump into each other. So we don't have any need to clash. But when I'm walking randomly, maybe I have my hands free, my phone on my ears. I'm not watching my way. I'm walking randomly. She's walking randomly. I think the road belongs to her. I think the road belongs to me. We bump into each other. This is where the problem comes from.
What's the name of that right?
Right of way. Yeah, they will start arguing. Are you blind? Did you see me? And she will ask me, are you blind? Did you see me? Who is blind? So we can actually avoid these things if you know basic etiquette rules. And there's something I always ask teachers when I go for children. I always ask them, if you want to pass, let's say you have a seating setting like a theater or a church, and where the chairs are arranged in rows and columns, and you want to pass. Do you pass like this? Do you understand me? Giving your back to the person sitting, or you pass like this, facing the person sitting.
Facing the person.
Sorry?
Facing the person.
Okay.
Someone said your back.
It's fine. Now, there's something about etiquette rules you need to understand. Etiquette rules are founded on consideration towards others, common sense. Then we also have culture of the people. That is why what you may call rude here may not be so rude, like in this, it may not be so rude in other countries. So these are the three factors that actually are the foundation of etiquette. So now let's look at passing. We are looking at common sense. If you are passing like this, you are not seeing the person you are. If you are passing and backing the person, you are not seeing the person you are backing, number one. Number two, you will not even know when you step on the person. And you will not be able to apologize because you know you have stepped on the person. And for some people, you have stepped on me. I didn't step on you. I stepped here. I knew what I thought. How do you begin? I always ask, how hard can it be to say I'm sorry? Really? An argument begins. And you can even, maybe in error, trick or something, you find yourself sitting on the person's. I don't know if that happened to any lady here. The person happens to be a man, and the place is so tight, before you know what is happening, you are sitting on the person's laps. So we can prevent all these things if you face the person. And you may not even, you may even miss a friend or a teacher. You face the person you are passing. So that when you step on the person, you can easily say, oh, I'm sorry. And then you know that you are not going to sit on the person in error. No. You know why? Because we don't all stop at the same place. We don't all alight at the same destination, right? So you can't tell me where I will do that. So you can't do that. But if everybody was going to if everybody knew that etiquette rules, it would be easy for us to say, okay, people going farther should enter first, while people going nearer should be the last people to enter. But some people will say, I prefer to sit here. I paid my money, you take your money, why should you tell me where to sit? Okay, when you are eating food with bowl, you can use your hand to eat your meat with bowl. You are eating crab, for example, you don't need cutlery to eat crab. There are things there are some food you are eating, you don't need cutlery to eat them. Just make sure your hands are washed and you have your napkin with you so that you can enjoy your meal. Okay, so we are ready. Now the general etiquette to come in, you make sure your hands are clean, you are not dirty, and all of that. Now for the men in this part of the world, when you want to eat, you're not supposed to wear a cap. Especially when you are sitting with older people. You're not wearing a cap, you're not wearing your glasses. Why? So that you can make eye contact. They can see you very well. Even when you are visiting an adult, you're supposed to take off your cap, right? You are visiting an elderly person, you're supposed to take off your cap. That's our culture. So we know those basic ones. So the first thing you want to do when you sit down is to take your napkin. If it's a very big one, you have to fold it because it's big. You fold it into two. But if it's not a very big one, you can use it all spread out. You put it on your thighs. As you sit down, you put the napkin on your thighs. But some people, they put it on their collar, which is not the right way to do it. Of course, except it's children. When you wear them, they are big or something. It's not the right way to do it. But when people are eating, like in our part of the world where we eat food with slime, like ogbono soup, you can actually choose to put it. It's understandable because you don't want your cloth to be stained. You have no control of how slimy the soup can be. So the first thing you want to do is to spread out your napkin. If it's very big, you just fold it into two.
Okay, they can do the same.
Then you can start eating.
You can do not eating, but the napkin.
Yes. But if this
We are using the serviette as the napkin.
But if it's not big, you just leave it like that. That's the first thing you want to do. Now, the purpose of the napkin, sometimes you just use it as if it's fine. It's just to use it to clean our mouth gently. Not squeezing the whole thing. Clean it gently. And if you need to clean it, wipe your hands, you just use it to dab your hand gently. That's the purpose. Now, when you are eating, you need to take a break from your food. It happens a lot. I think people do it a lot. They put something on their chair. I think it comes from dining etiquette. When you need to step out, maybe you are eating, you need to take a break or something. You put it on your seat. That way, someone knows that this seat is taken, or someone is here, and so that's what you do with it. Then, until you are done eating, you don't leave it on your table. You leave it on your seat. You come back, you put it back on your thighs. So when you are done eating, you fold it and you put it on your table. That is the use of the napkin. So questions from the napkin. Then for the food, now it depends on what you are eating. The way you are going to handle your knife and your spoon depends on what you are eating. In this part of the world, we eat grains a lot. We eat grains a lot. And when you are eating grains, you can't put your things face down. For example, if you
need to sit facing here.
Okay.
If you go on
You're turning your head. You need to stand up and take another table.
Okay.
So you can face here.
they are food there.
You can come here. Come here. Come here. Okay, I can have you. Hurry up, please. You are turning your neck. Just
So if you are eating, like if you go on YouTube to learn about dining etiquette, they are going to tell you put your things down, face your things down, or face it up or something. But like I said, it depends on the food you are eating. In this part of the world, we eat grains a lot. So when you are eating grains, what do you want to do? If you face your things down, you definitely cannot take anything. You can't get anything. So you face it up. You hold your fork like this, your two fingers this side and this side. They hold, you use the entire hand to support it. The same thing with your knife. Like this, you use the entire hand to support it. It's easy. You just this side, these two sides, you put your so that you can use your knife to support your grains into your fork. To scoop your grains into your fork. And of course, you know, we have a way of eating. I don't know, we are always rushing. We cannot take from the middle, take from everywhere. You know, you sometimes see people eating and you're wondering, you should eat, you should finish eating, and your plate is a pleasant sight to behold. But for so many people, it's not. When they finish eating, you are wondering what just happened here. You know, so you are eating from one side to the other. And it's also important to teach children that how to eat. That is why children don't make a mess. If you see some children, when they finish eating, they will not make a mess. Have you noticed that? Why some children, when they finish eating, you'll be wondering what just happened here. So what we do is, even if they are eating with spoons, they eat from one side to the other like this. We encourage them to eat from one side. We are eating your rice, eat from one side. They're eating their pasta or spaghetti, for example, eat from one side. not just eat randomly. By the time they eat here, it bounces out, eats here, it falls on the ground, eats here, drops on the floor. When they are not eating, everywhere is a mess. But when they eat from one side, when they are eating here, it pushes a bit forward. If they choose to eat from the other side, they eat. So just look at it. If they are eating from here, they eat outside. Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, they said this.
So when they are eating like this, for example, they will eat, they will take away from them. But if they are taking from this side, they will take towards them. Do you understand? That way they are not making a mess. But imagine the child just comes here, dips his spoon. It is going to mess up the whole place. So it's important you teach them that they should just, these little things, sometimes it's impatience. When they learn it, they also learn, like I said, they are learning life skills, self-discipline, to be able to wait and apply what you have taught them. It's self-discipline for them, because they don't have that patience to wait. They just want to eat it randomly and go. But if they're able to wait, then they are learning self-discipline. Okay, I said you take from this side. You're taking from this side, you take towards the side. Taking from this, take towards the side. So, do I need to come there? Okay. But if they are eating with food, for example, they are eating from this side, they eat towards away from themselves. They are eating from this side, they eat towards themselves. Okay, thank you, sir. So when you are taking your, okay, we're actually at cut them, you want to eat. Except like in the American style, when you have to cut it and drop your knife, now you use your right hand to pick it up. You understand what I mean, right? If you are using the American system of eating, you don't need to hold your knife and your fork at the same time. You just hold your knife to cut it, then you use your fork to be British and be eating it.
Exactly.
Because we are British.
Yeah, because we are British, we eat the way they eat. So you hold your fork with your left hand and your knife your right hand, and you take your food from one part to another. You just use your knife to push it in. It's in it, into your mouth. It's easy. It won't drop. So even if you are not used to it, by the time you do it a day, 2, 3, it won't drop. It's easy. That's how you do it. You just use your fork like this, push it inside the meat, use your knife to scoop it on it. Into your mouth it goes. And of course, you don't take too much at a time.
Yes.
Can we try?
Yes. So that your mouth is not full and
you need somebody to hold this.
When their mouth is so full, when they are chewing their food, they'll be, you are wondering, their face will be so good. We are your boxer.
Yes.
Yes. We just take a little and put in our mouth. That way, we can chew our food and swallow it, and we are good. Excuse me.
You can actually move it close to your rice so you can take enough, so it's not too much. Yeah.
You learn. Just give it 2-3 days. You will master it. So what you are going to do when you get home, even if it's about your eating, use your fork and knife. Everything you are doing, use it. And I give you 3 days. If you don't master it, then come and tell me. You will master it just 2-3 days.
Because you're not holding your knife right.
Yes.
Yes. Then try and put it. Then.
It's easy.
That's it.
Yes. I know. Yes. Okay. So, but if you are doing our swallow at home, we not use your hand.
No, it's not as if you cannot use your hand, but she was telling her because of practice.
Hand eating at home. So should I start this one at home?
If you want to practice and get it and know how to do it very well, that's fine, because you actually get better at it. Whenever whatever we don't practice, there's no way we can get better at it. So, you are doing well, ma.
You put it face down into it. I don't know how one can help it.
Oh, I see you're a pro, sir. Yeah, you're doing well, sir. Is it easy, sir?
It's easy.
Yeah. Is that your regular size of rice?
So now what we are eating,
Yeah.
even if it's ever, what you need to do is just fold your fork the same way, then flip it down. Okay, yes, flip it down. The way you are holding it,
Yes, you are doing it well. Especially your index finger. Yes, it's holding it well.
you need to hold it. Just put it straight down.
Especially when you want to cut, that will actually help in cutting. That's why a lot of people struggle with meat when they are cutting their meat, because their fork and their knife are not tightly held. Well done, ma. Is it? Are you getting it now? You have to use your index finger so it helps you. So you need to give a little space. Sorry, I shouldn't have done that. I'm not supposed to put my hand across your food. That's another mistake. So your hand is already touching your food. So you need to move it backward a little so it doesn't get to your food. So you can see it's stained already.
Thank you.
So that's it. So even when you are eating ever with soup, you choose to use your fork. That's the same way you are going to cut it. If you raise it up, you are not going to be able to cut it. You see, raise it, you see, face it down. You cut it, and you use your fork to guide it to the soup, to rub a bit of it and into your mouth.
How do you put it in?
Ma'am?
How do you put it in your mouth?
You take it straight to your, no, just take it straight to your mouth the way you have cut it.
Yeah, that's, I wanted to establish that.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. You take it straight to your mouth the way you have cut it. You don't need to start slipping your fork or something.
Yeah.
Okay. And it is very, they just like things easy. But if we can help them develop it, it's good for them. Because I always say that the world is becoming so global, and we are raising global children, global citizens, and not just children who will remain in Nigeria and be eating amala with their hands or something. So it is very important. So any questions? Questions?
Yeah, give it down.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Okay, ma'am.
When you eating like this, is it necessary you bend over?
No, you don't have to bend over. You must sit comfortably. Sit very comfortably. Shoulders back, relax.
no slouching.
So, no slouching. No sitting. There is a way you sit.
Yes.
That makes you look more proper. You don't sit randomly. You must sit up. You must
slouching.
sit up. No. You sit when you sit. This chair belongs to you, right? You monopolize it. You put your buttocks back and you relax your back. You must relax. Your shoulders a bit up. Even when you are eating, once you are comfortable with this eating pattern, you don't have to bend over. We bend over because we are afraid that it may fall off along the way. But it will not fall off as you are eating. So we don't have to bend over. And for ladies generally, we struggle a lot with sitting. For many ladies, we struggle a lot with sitting. Just come, I know some people, I have people who they want to sit down, they walk to their chair, and the next thing, do you want to break the chair? You want to fall? What is it? We are supposed to be able to sit elegantly, sit properly. Now, one thing about etiquette is consideration towards others, making people comfortable. For example, if you are told that, okay, when you want to pick an item from the floor, for example, as a lady, have you seen a lady before? Have you seen a lady with big buttocks pick something from the floor? She wants to pick something from the floor. She actually bends from her waist. Have you seen it before?
Yes.
How does it look like? Like it's on a mission to seduce. No, it's not funny. They would. So it doesn't pass a good impression. For all you know, you may be someone who will think that is what you are trying to do. You may be someone who knows the proper way to pick something. So they will think that's what you are trying to do. So when you see the opposite sex making inappropriate passes or advances at you, you are offended. But you have not put into consideration your body language. Because your body language, they have sold a message you did not intend to sell. So when you want to pick something from the floor, for example, you bend from your knees this way and pick it up. For some too, when they want to pick, even when they bend from their knees, they are bending down. They are bending like you bend from your knees. They want to pick. They do like this. Now imagine you are wearing an open shirt. What happens? It's showing. And again, you are passing a message you did not intend to pass. Before you know what is happening, somebody will say you are giving them a big red light or something or green light. And that's not your intention. So we start clashing. So these things are important. Then talking about sitting. When you want to sit, you walk to your seat. You make sure you are close enough to it. You turn your back and you sit. Make sure you are very comfortable. The chair belongs to you, it's not for two people. So you sit, you monopolize it. If you are wearing a dress like I'm wearing, and it's not covering your knees completely, you must make sure your thighs are locked. For ladies, your thighs are locked. Some people wear very short skirts, scandalously short skirts, and they still sit carelessly. And you are facing someone, and the person feels, okay, you are sending a message. And that's what you tend to do. So these things are important for children to learn it. But I know that for a lot of adults, they struggle to sit. Why? Because they didn't learn it from small. They didn't know about it. I remember growing up, my mom would always hit my leg, sit like a woman. So I felt she was just disturbing. She likes to worry. It's not me that is sitting on my leg. So why are you now the one disturbing me over it? But now that I'm grown, I'm doing what I do, I know exactly what it means. So when you sit, whether you are eating or not, make sure you are very comfortable. Sit, don't slouch. Don't slouch. Slouching generally doesn't give a positive impression about anyone. You know that, right? Whether you stand, you sit, or you are walking lazily, doesn't give a good impression about anyone. So you must always sit up. We don't just judge. We don't conclude. So let's talk a bit about common sense. It simply means what is right at the moment. What is right? What is the right thing to do at that time? She was eating, she was drinking like a Sarah. The thing was smelling, was choking me, like I felt like fainting. That is what we talk about consideration towards others. I know it's her money, but you are in a public place. The fact that you are comfortable with that thing doesn't mean I am comfortable with that thing. So if you're in a public place you want to eat, you eat something that doesn't have odor, that doesn't have smell, so that everyone can be comfortable. She would have bought sausage roll or something that will not smell and I'm very comfortable. But if I had told her, I would have said, it's my money, I work hard for my money, so I need to eat my money. That is consideration towards others. It also happens, you see in public places, people start playing music. They put on their phone, they are playing music. You don't know if I'm comfortable with that music they are playing. That place does not belong to you. Even if the place belongs to you, as long as you are not the only person in that place, you are not the only person in that particular place, you should know that it's okay by you, it may not be okay.
How is it going?
So
is it getting better?
If there's a general code of conduct, that is what you should go with. So that is consideration towards others. So you always consider how others feel before you act. Now these are the three foundations of etiquette rules.
Excuse me.
Yes, please.
I want to ask a question on sitting etiquette. When you are comfortable sitting, is there anything wrong with crossing your leg, especially?
No. Yes, you can cross your leg. I was going there. I think I forgot. You cross your leg, that makes your leg, it brings your legs closer. Because the idea is not for you to, it's for you not to pat your legs and have people looking at you, looking at your undergarments. So you cross your leg. You actually cross your leg at the ankle. That is final. Then you tilt it to one side. Then you are very comfortable that way. Because even me, I'm not comfortable just locking my legs like this. I'm not very comfortable. So when I cross my legs like this, my hands are here, I'm good to go. So this is it. So even if you're wearing something like a shirt, your thighs are not parting, and no one is seeing what they are not supposed to see. That is the idea. Everyone around you is comfortable. There are places you go to, the way you are dressed, people around you will not be comfortable. Even you see some ladies dress, you are not comfortable. But when you have yourself all put together, if your cloth is too small, you take a scarf, if you know your dress or your skirt is too short, and maybe you have to wear it for personal reasons, you take a scarf. When you are sitting, you cover it. You cover the remaining part of your flesh. You cover it because you may be comfortable in it, except you are doing it deliberately. If it's not deliberate, you want to make everybody around you comfortable, you're supposed to cover it, put your scarf over it, and be comfortable.
It's not part of, but you know, it can be understandable for today because we have to ride. But if we are we are invited by a host, and you can't still be on your phone because you are going to damage the whole dining experience. So you're supposed to take your phone away, and also our bags. I know women, ladies, we have issues about our bag placement. Where do I put my bag? So I think it's from culture to culture anyway. Like some culture is forbidden for you to close your bag on the floor, it's a taboo. But usually if there is an empty space or a space where you can place your bag, and if it's like a proper dining place, they usually have a bag holder where you can just, place your bag beside the table, or if there is an empty chair where you can put it. So anything that's not going to be part of your dining experience should be taken away. And I'm sure that we are aware that what we have done today is usually the regular setting that we have in most dining experience. But if we are having a 3-course meal, I'm sure we know that there are other plates that are needed for our experience. So a simple way for us to just remember is how many of us know the car brand BMW? I'm sure we all know it. So we can also apply it to our dining experience. So we go BMW. So the B, we have a bread plate. If you are having a 3-course meal, you have your bread plate and your knife. Your bread plate is usually smaller to the regular meal plate, which is your M, your main course meal, and your W, which is your water. And a lot of times people confuse, where is my cup? When we do cup placement, your cup, your drinking cup is always on your right. So in case you go out and you forget, am I picking somebody else's plate? Just like our right of way, our drinking cups, they are always on our right hand. We just want to show how that's it.
Okay. Now about drinking cup again. Now remember we talked about etiquette and culture being one of the foundations of etiquette, right? Now we eat with our left hand. When you are eating with your left hand, your cup, it's common sense to be to your right? Because you use your right to eat and drink. So what happens in an African setting where we eat with our fingers? We are eating like a fufu or semo. What happens that if you place your cup to your right, it simply means the same hands you are using to eat your bono soup, same hand you use to grab the cup. That's where culture comes in. So it means if you are setting your table now, because it depends on the food you are passing. If you are not passing ever, of course, if they are eating with cutlery, the same thing to your right. But if they are not eating with cutlery, they are eating with their fingers. What happens? To your left, so that they can pick it up and drink. Now, etiquette rules there are very many. We talk about bathroom etiquette, we talk about road etiquette, we talk about dining etiquette, we talk about a lot of them. The major things that will help you always remember what to do in situations is, remember a place you are going, they have a culture. Your culture and theirs may not be the same. So you want to know a bit of theirs. Consideration towards others. If the table was to turn around, will I be comfortable? Consideration towards others. And then the last one is common sense. What makes sense to happen? What makes sense to be done in this situation? Now imagine she was talking about bag. Imagine if we are 4 ladies who want to eat on the table. We all place our bags there. Where are we going to put our food? It doesn't make sense. What if your bag doesn't have a balance, like mine, that is built not to have a balance, and it falls on your food? What happens? You have ruined the food. You have ruined that dining experience. So it's common sense. You actually want to pause and ask yourself, what makes sense? Because you cannot exhaust everything about etiquette in one day. So, but you always have to be guided by what makes sense. or what is considerate for everyone? How do I feel putting myself in this position? Or better still, I don't have to be right, because these people have a culture, so I don't have to be right. Yes, please.
My question is, why it is really need to hold the cutlery to finish it?
Okay.
And then when you finish it, how do you use it?
Okay, fantastic. So while eating, if you need to have a small talk, for example, you can put your cutlery back in your plate. If you need to have a small talk. Because I always hear people say that you don't eat while talking. I said, no, it is not you don't eat while talking. You don't eat with food in your mouth. People have business discussions over dinner, right? They have small talk. You can have a small talk while eating. But when it's time for you to talk, you make sure you have swallowed the food in your mouth. Or you make sure the food in your mouth is very, very little. It's not the one that will be irritating to the other person. So when you are done eating, you place your spoon. Depends on the impression you want to pass. You may want to pass that, this food was very terrible. There's a way you place your spoon, your cutlery, that the host will know that the food was very terrible. There's a way you place your cutlery that shows you want more. There's a way you place your cutlery that shows that you are done eating. So for example, you place your cutlery like this. It shows the food was terrible. The food was terrible. So if you place it, if when you are done eating, you can choose to place it like this. You can choose to place it like this. Or you can place it like this. It shows that you are done eating. So it depends on the impression you want to pass at that time. You make sure you want the whole people. And of course, you know that there is something that is very important. We don't tell our host that the food is terrible, right? Except you are paying for it. You go to a restaurant, you can actually say, you can say it in a polite way that this food, because you are giving them feedback for them to improve. But someone invites you to his or her house, you now tell them the food is terrible. No, now. They may have even prepared the food the way they eat the food without thinking of your taste bud. And you know we have different taste buds. So you can always also always say something nice about the food. I always tell children and students that there is always something to compliment. There is always something to compliment. If you look at it, there is always something to compliment. Maybe the way they set the table, you can compliment that. The way the food looks, you can compliment that. The service, you can compliment that. The big chicken, you can, the creamy coleslaw, there's something to compliment. So you don't have to pay attention
to the taste.
To the taste or to what is not good.
Yeah.
And you also teach your children that it helps them develop an attitude for gratitude and optimism, always looking at the good side of things. So when they are complaining about the food, you just ask them, what did you like about the food? And you don't like the food. What did you like about one thing? Okay, you don't like the food. What about the experience when you were served? You just ask them one thing you like about the food. You tell them wrong with that thing you like about the food. So that way they're beginning to learn to look at the bright side of things. Yes, ma'am.
So we want to see the negative side of that first.
Okay, when you are there,
the food was so that we don't go outside that phone.
like this, man. The food was horrible. So if you come to my house and do my cutlery like this, I'm gonna invite you again.
Let's show them. They can't.
Sorry, ma'am. Sorry, sir. Sorry. So I'm sure if you teach your children, they will do it. They will deliberately do it. They will do it just to.
So I guess you enjoyed it.
For example, I scoop my food and accidentally I cracked the bone. Am I meant the bone?
Okay.
So am I meant to drop the bone on the table or the side?
Okay. What you should do is take your savior, put the bone inside stylishly. You wrap it and drop it on the table.
So what happens to my tie? No, the napkin is already on my
You have used it. You have used it up. I see people when they eat. I don't understand this. Why people do this? I've seen this. We have a lot of issues really. I see people eating, and when they're eating, they are spitting, they are spitting. Something is stuck in their mouth. They are just doing like this. I don't know if you've seen it before. It's disgusting. Maybe they are eating something. You are spitting all over the place. So no, you have your napkin with you. You just put it in your mouth and put the thing inside and put it. Leave it on your table. Yes, sir.
Yeah, this is a favorite
Yeah, that's okay. There are some food you don't even eat with your cutlery. For example, if the chicken is bony, if you want to eat with your cutlery, you are going to be struggling with it. It is going to stain you. You are going to struggle with it. So when you finish your rice, you just take your napkin, take your hand a bit, take your chicken and eat. It's simple. If you want to eat your cutlery, you don't eat it. There are some times ways. No, there are times you will not eat half of it and you are putting it back. If you want to eat crab, for example, do you use your cutlery to eat crab? Crab in its shell. You don't do that. Yes, ma'am.
Some people will be cooking, making sound. Making that sound.
Honestly, it can be so disgusting. That is, it can be so disgusting.
Elegantly.
They clap their mouth.
Some people, when they are eating, they make sound with their mouth. It happens. It can be so disgusting. If you have not seen people with really terrible dining etiquette, dining manners, when you sit there, oh, I'm eating with someone that, thank God I didn't eat, was eating and literally spitting on me. And it was not food, proper food he was eating, he was just eating the snack. I was like, what happens when you are eating the proper food? Even young children, they eat like that, their mouth all open, the food bouncing out, jumping out, and that's how I like to eat. That's how I'm comfortable. I like to enjoy my meal. No. And there's some people, they make noise. Some people, when they are eating food with their hands, maybe soup, they start eating their finger. So if you are alone in your room, you don't lock the door. You do that, it's fine. Because you're not making an impression. You are not offending someone. You are not, nobody will judge you that you are not civilized. So you can do if you are at home. And some people, one other thing that is important, some people, when they are eating with cutlery and breakable plates, you are here, you are passing there, you'll be hearing. You'll be hearing, you will know that someone is eating in this house. Really? Really? You know when they eat. If you have neighbors that you know when they eat. You know when they have breakfast, and you have an idea what they are eating. Because the noise is just, no. No. You're supposed to do your things in the privacy of your home and not public display, really. Yes, sir. So I have a material. I'm going to leave it in the directory. So if you want more information, you can just pick it up and yes, please.
There's setting a table. The meal, the list of amala, you will need to first pressure to the soup. Yeah, the right side.
Okay, now, that's what common sense applies, really. Because you have to consider, for example, this soup is the one that may likely stain you or something. So you have to place the soup closer to you so that you are not stretching to bring it and it's staining you. I don't know if that's where common sense comes in.
No, like I'm asking, like if the amala is there, could the soup be here or that's in different
The soup has to be now in the right place if you want to look at it with common sense. You put it here, you put it here. So when you take your but the soup is a bit closer to you so that you know you're actually watching it. You just take your but you take your amala. It doesn't have any slide, it doesn't fall.
Actually, I always see people putting my leg, so I always feel
we just do it randomly.
So I always feel I'm wrong.
We just do it randomly because there is no rule to it really. But one thing about etiquette is you must be comfortable. You must be comfortable. with it. You must be comfortable with it. That you must be comfortable with it. You are comfortable with it doesn't mean other people will now not be comfortable.
And you know, some people, maybe they eat with their left.
Yes.
Do you understand? So that can also affect the placement of the soup. Thank you.
More work to do. So talk about that you are finished. You get the content to show that you are finished. Fine. To show that you are finished. To show that you have finished. Place your cutlery to show that you have finished. Yes, sir. You place your cutlery to show that you have finished. Bring out the spoons. Yes, no.
And the serviette is in the plate.
Yes. Because if you leave them like this, it's oily. Okay. Let's look at the person picking them. Okay. And the serviette doesn't have to be inside here, sir.
So it's supposed to be your napkin.
No, you are done. You just fold it and put it by the side.
Okay.
So the person picking them just comes, pick them up.
Okay.
The person picks them up.
But you can put this in the plate already.
Because, because you don't want to stain the napkin. So, but you're not supposed to put it like that. Yes. They find side to the home. Someone comes here and everything is looking good. And the person even wants to order for the food you are eating. Not that making just No.
No.
Just put it there.
Just your napkin.
Just fold it and put it in the napkin.
Okay, on the napkin.
Yes. No, leave this one. So that you, yes, you are done. Yes, ma'am.
Must we discuss?
No. Yes.
Okay, I have a question. Is it
Sorry,
civil?
please do my booklet. Is it there? Bring it.
Is it civil to finish all
No.
In fact, there are some cultures in the world that when they serve you food, you don't finish the food. You leave half of the food. The host is offended. They will think their food is not good enough. That was why you don't finish it. The host is offended. There are some parts when they serve you food, you finish the food, they are offended. They feel the food was not enough. You are trying to pass the message that the food they gave you was not enough. Now this is where culture comes in. But let's look at it generally, common sense. I'm always wondering, who are you leaving the remaining food for? It happens a lot. She's saying that when we go to parties, you see people, they just eat a bit of their food. What are you leaving the food for? Now this is why, if you have the opportunity to take food yourself, you take a little. You don't fill your plate up because you may not be able to finish it. And you may not be very comfortable eating it all up. You take a little. But if you are served, and the food they are giving to you, you see that it's too much. You can even tell them it's too much. They reduce it. They go and give you a different plate that is smaller. So when they give you food, finish it. Because nobody's going to eat that food. Nobody's going to eat that food. Nobody's going to eat the chicken or anything you are leaving on top. It's a waste. So why are we leaving it? We should finish it, really. You don't leave it. Finish it. So okay, sir.
And have a remote some.
Mr. You just missed this. I don't know where you went. No, wait. You're supposed to finish your food. Now you're supposed to wait. So the facilitator has just told us that if they give you food and you can't finish it, you reduce it. Okay?
Before you start to eat it. Exactly.
Okay, you were saying, sir, okay, you were giving, what is it called?
Toothpick.
Toothpick. On the table, you just pick toothpick and you start digging, picking. You know when you pick, it's bumpy. These things can be very disgusting, but we'll say them a lot, but no, you can just take excuse yourself away from there. Go to the bathroom. You get your thing done. Now, I believe that's why they have mirrors in the bathroom, and not necessarily because you want to go and use the bathroom. That's why they have mirrors. So they know that people will always come there to retouch themselves, to check, to make sure they are in order. So you are eating and you're not comfortable, your teeth, you feel that your teeth, you have meat or something stuck in your teeth. What do? You just go to the bathroom and you have it sorted out. But if it's just something minor, very minor, you know that it's something minor, you can take your napkin, just put it over your mouth and just do it in a way that nobody notices. But if you know that it may not be minor, you go to the bathroom and you do it. Nobody has to see you do it. So I'm going to leave this manual. You also want to tell them that, oh, I can't tell them that your food was horrible. You want to tell them that their food was really nice and excellent. There's a way you want to place your cutlery also that passes that message that their food was top notch. Like at 3 o'clock. Is this 3 o'clock or 9 o'clock? You place it like this. So whoever is coming knows what it means. And you enjoyed my meal. The meal was really nice, basically. So, but I think because we are not doing so dining etiquette in this part of the world, we don't pay attention. So someone can place her cutlery like this, and the waiter comes and takes the plate away. I thought we were doing eating. This is where I place my cutlery. No, I didn't know about that. So one thing I want you to go with is the foundation, the ideas that influence etiquette. I've talked about it because we cannot, I didn't cover half of the things here. Half of the things here. We didn't cover half of the things here, for example. So one of the things I want us to realize is that there are foundations. Etiquette rules are not just there to stress us, because they can be very stressful, really. You do this, but they are not there to stress us. They are just there for us to be comfortable with ourselves. If you know the right things to do, you'll be very comfortable. You'll be more confident. You are going to a place, you know the right thing to do, you know how to act. You'll be confident and you'll be comfortable with yourself. So they are there to make us comfortable. They are there to make us live in harmony with others. Because if I know what to do it right, you know what to do. And we all actually do it. What do you think happens? This society will be a better place for us. We don't have people fighting on the street. We don't have people calling others mean names. That is one. Secondly, it's common sense, culture, and consideration towards others. They are very simple. You just ask yourself, what makes sense to do in this scenario, in this case, and you are good to go. So if there's no other question, I think we are done now. Okay.
I know that here in this part of the world, even after eating, we see men still go out and play and also understanding. So I think that's what
So I didn't hear you.
toothpick.
Yes.
See some of them after eating, they go out with toothpick.
Yes.
That's common sense. It's not right.
It's not right. You just don't. I don't. It happens again. Even some people, they put their toothpick on their hair. Anyway, it's extreme. They are not ready for the discussion. So it's the extreme. They put their toothpick. They are even going on the road. They are picking their teeth, and you are wondering. You want to tell me you just ate. Why do I need to know that you just ate? I don't get it. So no, these things are not right.